Let's be honest. Most people think financial freedom before 40 is reserved for tech founders, crypto millionaires, or people with rich uncles who conveniently forget to log back into their trust funds. That's the myth. The truth? Ordinary people with ordinary jobs can absolutely design a path to early freedom. Not freedom like quit your job and move to Bali next month freedom. I'm talking about the kind where by the time you're hitting 40, you don't wake up panicked about bills, bosses, or burnout. You wake up knowing your life is funded by systems you built patiently. Here's the kicker. It doesn't take a six-figure salary, perfect timing in the stock market, or winning the lottery. What it does take: discipline, clarity, and a game plan most people are too distracted to follow. So today, I'm giving you that exact blueprint. And no fluff. You'll get real numbers, real habits, and real mindset shifts you can start today. If you're serious about building wealth and breaking free from money problems, hit that subscribe button. We've got powerful content lined up to fuel your journey. All right, let's dive into the steps. Step 1. Redefine what freedom actually means for you. Before you start hustling or investing, you need clarity. Freedom doesn't look the same for everyone. For some, it's never having to take another meeting. For others, it's working part-time on projects they love. For someone else, it's having $5,000 a month rolling in passively so they can travel, paint, or just binge Netflix guilt-free. Here's the problem. People chase generic goals. They'll say, "I want to retire early," but never define what that lifestyle costs. That's why freedom feels like a fantasy. It has no price tag. So let's give it one. Start by asking, what's the bare minimum lifestyle you'd love to live at 40 if work became optional? Be specific. Rent or mortgage? Food? Healthcare? Fun money? Let's say your version of freedom costs $3,500 a month. That's $42,000 a year. Suddenly, your dream has a number attached. And guess what? $42,000 a year doesn't require billionaire status. It requires smart systems. So here's your challenge. Sit down, calculate your freedom number, and write it somewhere visible. Because from now on, every decision you make, spending, saving, investing, will be judged against that target. Step 2. Kill the debt monster before it eats your future. Debt is the freedom killer most people feed daily. Credit cards, car loans, personal loans, they're like financial vampires draining your paycheck before you even see it. Here's the tough love. If you're paying 18% interest on a credit card, no investment on earth is saving you. The stock market averages 7–10% annually. Debt wipes out twice that without blinking. Picture this. You owe $5,000 on a credit card at 18%. If you only pay the minimum, you'll fork over more than $10,000 over time. That's $5,000 you could have put into dividend stocks, ETFs, or even a retirement portfolio compounding for you. Instead, it's compounding against you. The system for killing debt is boring but bulletproof. First, stop adding new debt. That means if your lifestyle relies on swiping plastic, you're living above your means. Second, use the debt snowball or debt avalanche. Snowball means pay off the smallest balances first for quick wins. Avalanche means tackle the highest interest rates first. Both work. Pick whichever keeps you motivated. Number 3. Treat your regular job as your investor. Here's where the mindset flips. Most people see their job as a cage. You drag yourself to meetings, dream of quitting, and complain about your boss. But what if you started seeing your job as your angel investor? Your paycheck is the seed capital funding your freedom. Think about it. If you make $50,000 a year and live on $35,000, that's $15,000 in investable cash flow. Over 10 years, even without raises, you've set aside $150,000. Put that into a mix of index funds, blue-chip dividend stocks, and maybe a rental property, and suddenly your job wasn't a cage. It was the rocket fuel. So instead of saying, "I can't wait to quit," ask, "How can I squeeze every dollar and skill from this job while I build my exit plan?" Suddenly, Monday mornings feel different. You're not just working for your boss. You're working for your freedom fund. Number 4. Automate investing like rent money. If you leave investing to willpower, you'll fail. Most people save what's left over, and surprise, nothing's left over. The hack is automation. Treat investing like rent. You don't forget to pay your landlord, right? You set it up so the money disappears on time, every time. Set up an automatic transfer the day your paycheck hits. Even if it's just $200 a month into a low-cost ETF, that's the system that builds wealth in the background. The magic isn't the amount, it's the consistency. Freedom isn't built on one lucky stock pick. It's built on boring, automatic, relentless investing that compounds quietly while you live your life. Number 5. Build multiple streams of income, even small ones. You've probably heard, don't rely on one income stream, and it sounds cliché until your company downsizes or your boss decides you're expendable. 1 paycheck is fragile. 2 is insurance. 3 is freedom. When you stack income streams, you're not just earning extra, you're buying options. You're reducing the risk of one paycheck dictating your whole life. And the earlier you start stacking, the faster you can redirect those flows into your freedom fund. Maybe it's $300 a month from freelance writing, $200 from selling digital products, $400 from dividend income. None of those alone change your life, but together they can. Number 6. Design a lean but rich lifestyle. Here's where most people sabotage themselves. They assume freedom comes from earning more. But wealth isn't what you earn, it's what you keep. And keeping more doesn't always mean deprivation. It means designing a lifestyle that feels abundant but costs less. Instead of buying a $40,000 car on a loan, you drive a $10,000 reliable used car and invest the difference. Instead of dining out 5 times a week, you cut it to 2 and redirect $300 a month into your brokerage account. You don't feel deprived when you align spending with what you actually value. If travel lights you up, spend there. Cut mercilessly on things you don't care about, like fancy watches or upgrading your phone every year. So ask yourself, what's one expense that adds little joy but drains big dollars? Cut it, redirect it, and you'll be shocked how quickly your timeline to freedom shrinks. Number 7. Use tax efficiency as a secret weapon. Most people ignore taxes until April, then complain when their refund isn't as big as expected. But here's the truth. Tax efficiency can accelerate your path to freedom faster than chasing higher returns. If you're outside the US, your country likely has equivalents: tax advantage retirement accounts, government incentives for investing, or lower tax rates on long-term capital gains. The point? Use the system, don't fight it. Taxes aren't exciting, but they're one of the few guaranteed levers you control. And the earlier you optimize, the more your money compounds untouched. That's how you buy freedom years earlier, by keeping more of what you earn. Number 8. Create a safety net that buys you courage. Most people never take risks because they're terrified of falling. That's why an emergency fund isn't just about paying bills when the car breaks. It's about buying courage. When you have 6 months of expenses tucked away, you stop making desperate decisions. You stop staying in toxic jobs just because you're one paycheck from broke. You stop ignoring opportunities because you're scared of not surviving a bad month. Let's put numbers on it. If your lifestyle costs $3,000 a month, then $18,000 in a high-yield savings account is your safety net. It might not feel exciting compared to stocks or ETFs, but here's the reality. Safety nets make wealth building sustainable. Without it, you'll keep dipping into investments or swiping credit cards when life happens. So don't roll your eyes at boring savings. That cushion is what lets you play the long game without constant panic. Freedom isn't just about assets. It's about sleeping at night knowing you're unshakable. Number 9. Shift from consumer to owner mentality. Think about it. Every time you buy an iPhone, you're a consumer. Every time you own Apple stock, you're a part owner of the company. One costs you, the other pays you. That's the difference between being broke and building wealth. Here's a simple system. Commit to investing at least as much as you spend on luxuries. Bought $200 sneakers? Match it with $200 into your portfolio. That way, your lifestyle doesn't just drain, it builds. The world is designed to keep you consuming. Ads, trends, credit, it's all a trap. Freedom is reserved for those who flip the script and own the very companies everyone else can't stop buying from. Number 10. Play the long game with patience and systems. Freedom before 40 isn't about being brilliant, lucky, or born with connections. It's about playing the long game better than anyone else. Systems beat motivation. Patience beats shortcuts. Compounding takes time. The market will dip, expenses will rise, and temptations will scream louder than logic. But the people who win aren't the ones chasing the next big thing. They're the ones who keep putting money into boring assets, keep their expenses low, and trust the math. Stop waiting for the perfect job, perfect salary, or perfect timing. Start with what you have. Build the systems. Stack the wins. And by the time you're 40, while everyone else is still grinding for survival, you'll be living on your own terms. In every video, I try to discuss and address the factors that surely improve the chances of your success. If you like this also, subscribe the channel, like and share the wealthy knowledge to your loved ones. Now, if you want to know 10 life-changing sacrifices you must make to become rich, then watch this video. I'll see you there.